More Heroes of the Storm with the CCL. We are in the winner bracket final, everybody. Another best of 5 series over here. And, well, it is party time. We got Simplicity against Wildheart Esports, so time to get things started over here. Should be a fun one. Best of 5 starts off with Garbage Foundry, a map that we all could live without, but we have it as the opening map in our series once more. On the left side, the team that surprised everybody with how much they stepped it up. We got Cure for Simplicity on Leoric, Masquerade on Dibbles, Hosty on Sylvanas, Lutano on Tychus, and Legacy on Deckard Kane. Wildheart Esports, also known as Weirdo Esports, they're going for one of their Trade and Truma combos again, with Lili and Stukov building the backbone of this composition. Funz and Butts, the two playing them. Unaverted on Mephisto, Zergling on Hogger, and Justin is playing Maiev. Alright, so let's get the show on the road here. As usual, the little disclaimer as we're entering into the Best of 5 series that this is all played out on the North American Heroes of the Storm channel. So if you are a Heroes of the Storm player from Europe or from Korea, you are facing some severe lag over here. So there is definitely a bit of a problem with ping, roughly 120 to 150 on average, which on this level of play is pretty significant since the margin of error here is very, very small. But either way, let's check out how this is going to pan out. We got another 5 seconds until the first items appear on the map, so you could go for your turret. We also have Hogger with the Journeyman cooking. Look at that. This is the first time actually that we see Hogger with a different build. Ever since Hogger made an appearance in the top level play and in the game itself, he has pretty much been played in competitive Heroes of the Storm with only one build. There was a bit of an adjustment made at some point on level 13 where people started to spec into Pummel a bit more rigorously, but this is the first time that we have a slightly different setup. And time will tell if that actually works out or not. But, well, killing me curious. This is going to be an interesting one. I mean, anyways, Wildheart Esports, they have wild drafts. They have some crazy drafts they always had. It's pretty much like their entire selling point. They also took in the previous round Oxygen Esports down. They placed in the regular season within the top 3. And Simplicity, of course, had this insane run through the gauntlet, through the stepladder system, as they were coming in as the 6th place of all of this. They took down Granite Gaming, they took down the Sidestep Kings, they won against 30k, and then they finally ended up in the top 4, and therefore became part of the playoff bracket here, and took down Crowd Control, the regular season #1. So it was pretty impressive, and that's how they come into this winner bracket final. So we get, first of all, the bigger they are taken on the side of the blue team. They're starting to lock that one in, getting a bit of extra damage with Tychus whenever they engage into the battle, trying to chunk the opponent down and then follow up with some of the damage on Sylvanas and other heroes to take this. But, well, that could be an interesting one. Still the aggro range over here, so that hasn't really changed. A level 7 talent could be interesting if they go away from the traditional synergy that we have with Hogger. Neil Peasants on level 4 for Leoric.
Say hello to your sister.
I will. I'll say hi when I see her next time. Also, we got the Ruby! Ruby! No shielding potion this time. Okay. And let's go. There's already a little bit of damage done. I mean, first of all, when it comes to items, can't go unaverted. Masquerade is terrifying with Diablo. He showed so many good Diablo games in this tournament and in others too. I really want to see what he can do here. But as I mentioned, the item advantage goes to Wildheart Esports as all of this is starting up. So it seems like the teams this time really want to focus on the objective again. We had a couple of games where nobody really cared about the objective at all. It's a little bit of one of those weird things on this map. We talked a lot about how this could easily be improved. Could, for example, simply start to randomize the starting positions. I mean, there's a lot more that has to be done, but that would be a good starting point. Lutano at the bottom of the map, he got kind of murdered there. So Tychus is down. That was the first blood in the game too. And it gave level 7 over to Wildheart Esports as they're still roaming the map in the attempt to take a couple of these heroes down on the other side. Level 7 on both sides now though. That continues also the grenade build for Tychus as he specs into his 7. Talking about level 7 talents, we still have the garbage fire for Hogger over here. Leo gets a little bit attacked. Maybe they're gonna go for him to cure. And he makes it out. Nice. Caspar, the friendly ghost, was able to get away here. Lili still active, looking for adventure. You go, girl. Alright, so they got the first Protector. Let's see what they can do with it. They already moved down to the bottom of the map, trying to pressure that. Nice stun attempt by Masquerade, but Justin reacts in time. Good for him. And now with a 1-0 kill count, the bottom Protector has so far not really done anything. Gets drained immediately. Middle and top side, the red team is still pushing a bit. They did a great job against Team Oxygen. They looked so dominant over there. It was great play, and yeah, Oxygen didn't really have a chance against Wildheart. Now, of course, there is a loser bracket too in all of this, which means that if you are able to, well, if you're not able to win this and move on to the grand final, then you're finding yourself in the lower bracket, and you still have a chance to make it through the lower bracket into the grand final. But of course, everybody's trying to avoid that as best they can and qualify directly for the grand final here. So Protector's already taken down. Did pretty much nothing, if you're honest about it. Elite and Experience still goes over to Wildheart Esports. So they have set themselves apart with nearly a level. And yeah, it's the final few matches, everybody. Winner bracket final, always a nice one. The Hoarder pull is there, the Durance of Hate, and of course, since they have the level 10 advantage, they get this particular healing beacon for free. Justin still has the first one. So, when we're talking items, Wildheart is looking great here. Absolutely great. But there's no incredible advantage yet. I mean, the level 10 window gave them additional items, that's good. But obviously we haven't really seen a whole lot of kills yet. And now there's a lot of potential for some dirty plays with the old man coming straight in with his bedtime stories. And then an Apocalypse follow-up. You also have on top of that the Entomb that can later be upgraded into the Buried Alive. There's quite a few tools that they could use here. Lutano, he is pretty much a hobby pirate. There he goes again. Really, really likes to hit that R button and pop the early Odin whenever he plays on the hero. And we see that again as they're starting to take that down. The Realms of Hate is there. Here comes the Apocalypse. Not much is being done here. The old man again telling stories and boring everybody to death, especially my F as it seems. They already have a lot of heal coming through with Funds popping his ult. The old man gets bullied and taken down. Mephisto successful. That's the end of Masquerade. And they're going for Lutano. Swing to win, baby. A big spin coming in with a Hawk Wild. And that's another kill. It's a triple, baby. Leo still at the bottom of the map, pushing this one out, but with 4 kills to 0. Wildheart Esports continues where they left off against Team Oxygen. Well done. There's a big lead right now. 10 stacks also on the quest in level 1 for Hogger over here. So at this point, let's see what else they can get. Maybe a bit of a counter kill. Yes, Mephisto is down. Here comes the Entomb. They're trying to go for Stukov. The Admiral is in trouble. The follow-up from Delgado Kane is there. And here comes the mace to the face. Yes, the kill. Stukov is down. Cure still playing this out. He's mopping the floor with them as they're making a play for my F. And there goes Justin. Goodbye, my friend. Yeah, they're going even deeper, trying to take Funds down. Lily was looking for adventure, and apparently she found it. Found a little bit more than she could chew. So now we have the 13 talents in for Wildheart Esports. But kill count is identical. 4-4. The Pummel has also been taken. We have at the same time the Mass Vortex. Now that I'm looking at those two icons, did Blizzard get lazy on the item design again and just simply mirrored the icon on Lily and gave it a different color? Like, look at those two. Is that the same fucking icon at the end of the day and they just mirrored it and like changed the color slightly? Really, Blizzard? Really? Alright. So yeah, seems like we got budget icons for Hogger. Alrighty, so down here, big invaders, they're trying to go for another huge fight. And the problem is that Maiev is getting wrecked right away. Maiev is down, Leo is also dead, he's gonna respawn soon, but the red team still successfully steals the camp away at least. And tries to lock the item in, they already got some of the experience. Item gets taken by Zergling, and there's the kill against Stukov. Lily also in trouble, Lily down, and they got Deckard Kane too. Mass kills all over the place right now as they're aiming for the bottom of the map in an attempt to kill a few more of the opponent's heroes off. Unaverted in particular seems to be their target. Can't get him. The Zergling is also moving away, and yep, there we go. Yeah, so nice start to all of this. I mean, just check those fights out. We got 14 kills already, and we're only 9 minutes into this. Sylvanas goes down, Stukov is dead. They go for Lily, they kill Deckard Kane. Especially the supports seem to suffer in this one. Sylvanas is also now specced into... Ooh, there we go again. We get the Unyielding Despair. I'm always a little bit terrified that when I see that we see the wrong level 20 talent. Then again, Cure is usually pretty much on point when it comes to his builds and really pays attention to the talents. So I would be a bit shocked to not see him go for Buried Alive. Time will tell though. Having a bit of a drain focus sometimes hints to NA going wild in the way that they are building heroes, so we'll see. But either way, at this point it's level 16 any second now for Wildheart Esports, and of course the objective has not only been announced but has been activated. So far nobody really cared about it. I mean, and they still don't. Finally we have Tychus moving his lazy ass over and starting to take a bit of progress at the checkpoint. We got the Headbanger now in, Zergling is moving away, top side completely under control of the blue team as Simplicity is looking for the first objective on their side. And we got 60 now on both. And we are seeing that drain build continue. The Crushing Hope after the Unyielding Despair. What's happening on 20? Is he really gonna go for it? We'll see. He got buffed a couple of patches ago, but there's very few players that really got value out of it and said, okay, this is something that really offsets the dominance that Buried Alive has on their talent. And now we can take something else if you want to. You see it rarely, and so far haven't really seen it gotten a lot of value. But either way, now that we are looking at, especially when you're going up against someone like Maiev, right? So if you hit her with a good Buried Alive, she's just toast, and outside of that, she will always just jump away. So if you want to use that as an engage tool, then you better be prepared. Either way, at this point, what else do we have? We got our Will of the Forsaken already in. They're starting to go back onto the point. Damage output, take a bit of a glimpse, 19,000 for Tychus. Nothing crazy, but again, it does the trick so far, as you can see. Here's the kill against Leo, but he at least popped the item before, so that couldn't get stolen away. Durance of Fate, missing in this case. The old man, again, with his sleeper setup, and there's the Apocalypse as a follow-up. Nice damage against Justin, eats a lot of it, but has to move out. 33,000 damage now for Hogger as he's starting to hog in a little bit deeper. Zergling trying to increase the damage numbers as the rest of the team is pushing for the fort in the hopes to take one of the major structures here out. Red team already lost the top right, but here they go. 27,000 now also for Lutano. He increased his damage output by nearly 8k during the last fight, so yep, that bigger they are. Insanely powerful, even against this lineup. Now, as you can tell, they're looking for more items. Blue team is a little bit behind here, as the red team has now started to take control of the top side again. And we're scaling into the late game. It's 12 minutes, well, mid-game. It's 12 minutes into the game, so there's always a chance that these protectors eventually are becoming strong enough that they can finally do something, instead of just scratching the opponent a bit. But, yep, there we go. Okay, there's the dive in. Deep, and Lutano! They keep him alive! The old man, look at him! Deckard Cain with the big heals. Yeah, going for the potion on 13. In this case, definitely helping them. And still making the play for Leo now for Lily. And Lily gets taken out. Panda is dead. Legacy is in trouble though. And likely is gonna fall. Hello? What? Legacy is alive, and they get the kill against Mephisto. What the hell just happened? 4 heroes just died. Look at this shit. That was insane. Deckard Cain should have died at least 3 times there. He survives all of it, and then they take 4 heroes out. What a battle. What a fight. That one was crazy. That was really awesome. And of course, a huge step for Simplicity to a potential first map victory. Now we have 11 kills to 8, and they are a level ahead too. Wow. 21 stacks for Hogger on the level 1. And now that the wall at the top is falling, it's of course not even a question anymore who locks in Protector number 2. And we're 13 minutes into the game, and they're just barreling down on that top keep here and doing tons and tons of damage here all of a sudden. I gotta say, they're looking good. Great plays by Simplicity. That's it. That's already the keep gone. Now they can't really go for core, but they can definitely take a few more of the structures out, and that's exactly what they're currently doing. They're moving straight into the middle, trying to take down not only the fort, but also probably rotating down to the bottom of the map in an attempt to take the last one out as well. They should also get level 20 talents, which is of course going to make all of this even better. Let's see what Leo is going to lock in as his talent. There we go. Thank God. Cure. I like Cure. Buried Alive. There it is. The man knows how to appreciate a proper engage tool. And with Buried Alive, we also have the big red button. We got the perfect gems for Deckard Cain. And the last Fort Falls. Big lead now for Simplicity. Huge lead for them. All the structures taken out on the other side. Mad push through the catapults now, of course. Level 20 advantage. They're trying to do some work at the bottom of the map now as well. They still have Sylvanas that could help out if they are continuing to push. Hogger is sitting topside, so they can do some damage slowly but steadily as Lutano is trying to get the experience for level 20 for Wildheart Esports. Keep is not looking great down here. Sylvanas has already started to chip in at 2. And that's going to be a second keep. So 2 keeps are now gone as we are 14-15 minutes into the game. Still half a level for Wildheart Esports to bridge until they have their own heroic abilities, their storm talents, that is. And yeah, that's a disaster. I mean, they just need to dominate teamfights from here on out if they want to have a chance of coming back into it. There's continuous catapult pressure at the top and the bot lane. And it's not only that they have a catapult advantage in both of those lanes. Simplicity holds onto both of those forts too, top side and bot side. Which means that there's no counter pressure whatsoever from Wildheart Esports minion waves. That's rough. That's really rough. The damage output by now has changed a little bit. I mean, we see 45,000 for Mephisto. Hogger is still looking decent with 42k. If you compare that to Tychus, I mean, they are really eclipsing in terms of damage. Doesn't mean jack shit, though, if you can't get the kills. And after that quad kill that we saw earlier, momentum has shifted completely. Now there's the attempt to go for another big play against Masquerade. Nice so far. In comes Hosty with a good arrow, and they save Diablo. Dibbles is saved, and they're still shelling away here with a big red button coming in. Trying to flank in quite easily on this. And there we go. Already going into the no control. Yeah, trying to make the plays here. The Buried Alive has already been used, but Leo is down. Popped at least the turret. They're getting some decent damage with it against circling, but up here at the top, Lutano finds himself in trouble, and Hogger moves in for the kill. The spin to win as he gets the kill number 2 against the blue team. Wildheart Esports. They are not out of this yet. They are in trouble. That has not changed. They are definitely in trouble, but they're still in here. And once they take the fort down, that's the first step to relieve some of the lane pressure. So that's going to be important for them for sure. Yep, take this one down. Now at least you have some catapult spawning. Sylvanas is already escorting the bottom down. Should probably also try to take those walls down whenever they get an opportunity to do that. Just so they can limit the vision a little bit. And now the chance to go for another camp, of course. So yeah, they're going to try and play around that as much as they can here. Bottom of the map, that's where we still have Maiev starting to push this one out. Justin still sitting tight. Funz is already in the middle of the map, and Lily hasn't really done too bad there either. Has a pretty decent damage output actually, all things considered. And now with the level 20 upgrade, of course, even more heal power as a bit of a burst. 17 minutes into the game, 21 kills. I'm not gonna say no to that. Close quarter fights, that's a different question. Cure, is he gonna get it? Yes, but Dibbles, no, not like this. They overlap the abilities. Oh, and all of a sudden they are in trouble. It was a great setup, but there they go. 1 down, 2 down, 3 down. What a horrific turn of events. Look at this. It's a total disaster. Diablo pushes him out of the Buried Alive, and then there's the turn, and all 3 of them die. It's a triple kill, and that brings Wildheart Esports not only back into the game, but maybe this will end up with them getting a huge lead here. Q is playing it out against Maiev in a 1 versus 1. The rest of the team is already moving over. Q in this case, at least thanks to the drain, is having the upper hand in the 1 versus 1 situation. But the top side gets now attacked, and this is kind of nuts. Masquerade, yeah, he is currently at the bottom of the map trying to get them a couple of points here. They sacrificed the keep at the top, so the decision was made, sacrifice the keep, and then maybe fight for core if the red team pushes that deep. 2 heroes are still dead, they need to wait for those. And Wildheart Esports, they are a little bit hesitant. They don't know what they want to do here. They want to take the fountain down, allow the minions to come through, but going for the core, that's a ballsy play considering that it's going to be a 5 versus 5. That is a really ballsy play. That should be absolutely impossible. They should have no chance to make that one happen. So instead, yeah, they try to go for... Oh, Hogger, Pogger, they actually got him. Yeah, but can they lock them down long enough to get a kill here? That's the bigger question. Buds comes in with a slap and is trying to push them back. Goes for the same thing again. Yeah, and they are having a lot of trouble retreating here. But seems like they're able to pull it off after all. Not an easy one, by any means though. That could have backfired really, really hard over here. So now they're moving down to the bottom of the map. It's all about the next objective. 62% on the checkpoint already in favor of Simplicity. Wildheart Esports is trailing behind there a bit. And now that Leoric is also moving topside to push another wave out and take the catapult down here, that's a big opportunity to escort some of the catapults towards the core. And that will force the red team to react and move towards the top side, at least with one of their heroes. And Leo is still sitting tight there. We also got Tychus in the middle. Hogger is the one that is reacting right now. 13 kills to 11. Yeah, game is getting spicy. We're nearly 20 minutes in. And it is a nice one. So there we go. Zergling is going to get drained. Another wave gets destroyed. Here we go. But do they give this one up? Justin is sitting on the point. 25 percentage points. Not a whole lot. Here's already the camp that gets taken in the middle. And what are they going to do? Are they really going to try to go for a game? Are they trying to backdoor the shit out of them here? There's already Hearthstones that get rigorously cancelled every time. They're moving into the middle. And Masquerade got inted. Masquerade down. Oh my god, they're throwing this one, aren't they? Cure is in trouble too. I mean, he's going to respawn if he dies. But yep, that's the end of Dibbles. He is down for the count. And now they're in real trouble. Diablo is dead, and so is Leo. And all of a sudden, there's an easy chance to go for the Protector at the bottom of the map. Now that we're 20 minutes in, 2 keeps were down. And they are still losing the game if this continues. Wildheart Esports, they have not given up after they lost pretty much all of their main structures. And now, of course, the question is, can they end the game here and now once they lock in the objective or not? Hogger is still sitting up at the top. We're 20 minutes in. It's all about making sure that those lanes are not pushing to the core. And that was a bit of an awkward move by Simplicity. But as we see the objective on the map and another item taken, it's going to be a 5 versus 5 in just another couple of seconds. Leo is about to be back. Cure is back to business and is immediately dealing with the top lane. We got Diablo back too. He has only 18 souls. That's not a whole lot. So he needs to be careful with that. But how much can that Protector do? Do they try to go for the core here? This seems likely. I mean, it's the third one. We're already 20 minutes in. But it gets burned down a little bit. Need to connect that drain. Here we go. Drain, 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 drain. And drains it down to 84. Alright. So far, so good. They need to poke this out early. That's a big deal right now. Try and slow them down a little bit. Try and take the minion waves down. That's why Leo also pushed the top lane out this much to buy them a little bit more time. They're going for another drain. Swinging here as well. Get some momentum. And that's down to 50%. They got it down to 50 right now. Got Hogger also in some trouble. And Hogger gets fucking deleted. Absolutely murdered. Wrecked has no chance here. Gets savaged in the fight. Leo is also a bit low, but he makes it out. And that's a perfect defense right here. Has no chance anymore for Wildheart to end this. Not unless Simplicity is totally inting. That kill against Hogger was perfect. Absolutely perfect. Incredible defense here by them. And now they're moving through their top lane. They're chasing. They're trying to go for Buds. They're trying to go for Stukov. They might be able to get another kill. Another kill would be a disaster for Wildheart. It could be the end of the game for them. And Lily is down. Lily is down and the chase is on. There's the opportunity now to go for the core. 20 seconds until Hogger is back. And they have 3 seconds for another Entomb or Buried Alive. So there are opportunities now, for sure. Without Lily, there's definitely a chance. Especially since Hogger is not going to be back for another 10 seconds. That allows them to approach a little bit further and set themselves up into a good position. If they can go for Buds with good Entomb, that's all that they need here. Hogger is back in just 2. Hogger will be back in 2, but they're looking for the kill. They're trying to go for Maef. Durance of Fate is there. The Sleeper set up. They can't follow it. Where's the Entomb? Buried alive. No! They lose Tychus. What is this game? Back and forth the entire time. Dibbles is down again. Now they're chasing Deckard Cain. Bot lane, that's 3 catapults pushing in. In the middle of the map, we have 1 moving in 2. And yep, Diablo is down for another 50 seconds as Leo moves in and tries to solo the core here. Maybe not just solo it, but at least threatens it a little bit. Cure's on the move back. He's just buying time. He's just buying time for people to come back. He knows that he can die. It's fine. Core hasn't taken any damage. The shields were scratched though. But what a game this is. Yeah, this game is a little bit bananas. Now, the thing is, they can't cross the map and end because the travel time is so long that they would face off against an entire 5-man. Leo will be back soon too. So it's a little bit of a strange one. We have 86,000 damage by now on the side of Maiev and 81k for Tychus. Two top damage dealers together with Mephisto, who himself is sitting at 84,000. So not too bad either. All of them putting in a lot of effort here. But the position on the map is starting to get worse and worse for Simplicity. Structurally speaking, they're still way ahead, but the situation isn't getting any better as Wildheart Esports is now coming through with one structure kill after another. They eliminated the fort in the middle, the one at the top is gone, the keep topside of course was taken out in the attack earlier, and now it's only the bot lane that is really a big deal for them any longer. So this is kind of nuts. 31 kills in this game already. 5 versus 5 back on the map. Diablo is sitting at 70 souls, so a little bit more and he's going to get his revive back up. But the game is kind of bananas. I mean, everybody's just looking for another kill opportunity, and Cure has the buried alive. If he lands a good one, that's all that he needs. So they're moving down to the bottom, they're pushing the lane out again. Easy Neil peasant value right here. Next objective is going to spawn in the middle of the map, and we're 25 minutes in. We are 25 minutes into the game already. So, catapults, they hurt. It's Winion time, baby. Now, we're going full Winion on this one. Especially if that control point fight is going to be extended. But, yeah, Holger is dealing with the bot lane as best he can. Trying to take this down as much as possible. There's another camp up in another 1 minute and 20. It's not really a lot. Leo is trying to take the camp out at the top side. And everybody is waiting for the next protector. Yeah. Take the fight. How do you play it out now? Is the blue team taking the fight? Are they going to try and play around it somehow again? I don't think they can this time. Wildheart is already making their way over to lock another protector. And you can see Leo on the minimap ghosting towards the top right as he pushes lane down a little bit further. But they are committed. Yeah, red team is committed. They go for Cure. And he has no royal focus here. Cure just fucking inted. Yeah, good int, baby. Cure bought his team a little bit of time, but he's gonna die. Now again, he's gonna be back much faster if he can drain someone, so there's that. But that death was unnecessary. Now it bought them a little bit of time, and as I said, he's gonna be back in time to still fight for this. So it's not like that just lost them the game or anything. But they have to back off now. Back off, wait for Leo to come back. You can see he's already at 30 seconds, so he's super fast with it. But it was definitely not necessary for him to die here. It gives a little bit of map control for a short period over to Wildheart Esports. But Leo's going to be back in 20 seconds, so they can still fight this. And they're pushing out the top lane even further. So he knows exactly where they are. Wildheart is obviously always moving a little bit between the top and the mid lane. They're afraid of getting backdoored here. They know that Hogger has the control over the bot lane, so that's not an issue. But there they are back. So they're starting to move straight in, trying to grab this one again. And I guess eventually it has to come down to a 5 versus 5, right? It seems the entire time as if Simplicity is looking to backdoor and move towards the core, but I don't think they can. Wildheart is controlling the vision as best they can. Cure gets attacked again, just as he respawns, and they are still a little bit ahead on checkpoint progress, but they have to make a decision. Do you want to fight this, yes or no? If you let the protector slide and you give it over to your opponent's team, chances are you're going to get murdered by that thing. We're 27 minutes into this game. Protector might be pretty garbage as an objective on this map, but if you're that late in the game, that thing hurts a lot. So right now, here comes the next play. 13 to 19 kills, level 26 already, and they gave the protector up. They just gave it up. They apparently feel sorry for the other team. They're like, guys, you don't even have a proper tank, and what is this? Now they're fighting after all, and they lose Leo and Diablo immediately. Tychus just says, fuck it, let's go, pops the Odin, and goes in with a big red button, trying to take the core down. At the same time, they're preventing some of the Hearthstones back, so only these two make it. The core is losing hit points, but I don't think they can end the game here. Can they? Protector is moving at the top. The core is down to 70%. Are you shitting me? There's no way. There's no way. Sylvanas is down, so is Tychus, 52%. And over here, Here's the attack. Lily alone. Pilot Lily as the rest of the blue team is trying to move down to the bottom. Masquerade. Oh, a demon on a mission. The Lord of Terror. Not so terrifying today. And Lily is taking out the core. Motherfucking Lily is at it. As Dibbles is down, Deckard Payne gets eliminated. Cure's trying to play it out too. No chance lands. And that is it. Lily was looking for adventure, and guess what? She found it. Solo Lily on the core. It's panda time, baby. And she locks in the victory. Even dancing a little bit. Someone is having fun here. 26 kills to 13 as Wildheart Esports takes the lead in the best of 5 Heroes of the Storm match. Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV. Game number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. Lily, she had another shit on the last map, went in and took the core down single-handedly. It was a pretty fun ending, honestly. A weird game, but still kind of entertaining. Now we are on map number 2, and Simplicity starts off on the left side of the map. Maybe it's finally time for them to be shut down, and their wild run is going to find an end here, at least in the winner bracket. Time will tell as map number 2 starts. We got Cure on Zeratul. Already excited to see that. One of the few NA players that adopted the European playstyle on the hero, and he so far just demolished whenever he played him. We got Hosty and Chromie, Masquerade on Uther. They go for the double support again, and the last time they did that, Zeratul was a monster. Legacy on Brightwing, Lutano on Leo, and over to the right side of the map, Wildheart with Circling on Urel, Butts on Stukov, Justin on Sonya, Unaverted on Orphea, and Medivh gets played by Funds. So, yeah, in case you missed it the last time, now, typically in A players, they still play this Void Prison style with a full-on cleave setup in Europe for a long time. We've now seen the more auto-attack based style where you're really trying to find a lot of agility on the hero, and then with Might of the Nerazim on level 10, just like jump in and out the entire time, poking away, doing work with Zeratul. And Cure adopted that and has had a lot of success on the NA server in the CCL with it too, especially whenever they played it with the double support. He could just go so much deeper and play much more aggressively since he would always be healed up right away. So now that they're playing with Brightwing and the Uther main tank double support variation, this is something they can do there too. Already going straight into the Shadow Hunter on level 1. Justin is in trouble. Sonya with a spin to win over here, but they turn it onto Lutano and he dies first. Nice. Well done. That's something that Justin lately has done quite a bit, that they're playing a Sonya main tank style whenever they have, let's say, 2 supports behind her. Now, of course, they have Medivh as the second support. Not quite a healer, but still with the shields and the portals, he can do a lot. Really help with the engage, with the disengage. We're going to keep an eye also on his stacks and see if maybe he can be taken down. The Circling for now is experiencing a little bit of a beating at the bottom of the map, going up against the Fruit Fly here. And in the middle, we got Masquerade and Hosty doing their things as well. Yeah, map number 2. Simplicity, as I said, they had a fantastic run. Their gauntlet progress was just astonishing. And now Wildheart is hoping to advance to the grand final of the tournament. We find ourselves currently in the winner bracket final, obviously. And another best of 5 series that at the end will decide which team is fighting for the championship directly. Now, bot side, still a little bit of an attempt to get some more stacks in with Medivh. He's sitting at 15. It's not too shabby either. But yeah, Cure gets already attacked. Brightwing is ready for an assist though. In the middle of the map, Masquerade ready to drop the hammer on them. Portal engages there. And every single time, honestly, playing against a good Medivh is just so annoying. The portal engages and disengages are just the bane of any stun combo's existence, any kind of damage dealer's existence, to be honest. And I mean, Medivh is just fucking cheating from level 1. I have no idea why Blizzard put a talent on level 20 that says Medivh cheats. We all knew that. I mean, Captain Obvious just called and he wants his talent name back. I mean, seriously. Everybody knew that Medivh was just cheating, and he's not just starting to cheat on level 20, he's cheating from level 1. I mean, that Raven is just flying around everywhere and is just taunting you. I was talking about it the other day and just saying there needs to be a couple of skill shots in the game, you know, that can target him in bird form. That would be kind of awesome. And someone replied and said, you know what, it would be cool if Zul'jin's net on, I think it's 13, right, could just lock him in. If Zul'jin's net, if you could catch the bird with a net on Zul'jin, that would be insane. If that ensnare would connect, that would be so good. All of a sudden, Sultan is just an insta-pick against Medivh. Doesn't matter if you lose the game anymore, as long as you can take Birdman down a couple of times, you are gonna be happy, and that's all that matters in life. So, over here, there we go. Legacy and Lutano, they go for the camp. It's of course turn-in time. We have 32 gems already turned in. Buds is delivering another 6. And they got plenty to make this happen. Justin with 18 by himself could get the last few in. And yep, they're of course also still having Zergling in the position where he has to face up against Zeratul. But it seems like they're letting this one go. It was a little bit of a timing thing, as you could see. They didn't want to turn in because the camp, they knew that the camp was taken on the other side, and that would have made for an easy web weaver defense. So at some point after the blue team initially waited it out, they said, okay, screw it, they're not gonna turn it in just yet, so let's get our camp first, let them defend, try and push with it, and then we can try to go for our own turn in afterwards. So there we go. Same time, also, we got the Guardian of Ancient Kings here again against Stukov. That's a fantastic talent to have, especially after he locks his level 13 in, of course. So that would be pretty great. And, well, there we go. Top side, Lutano. They try to go for funds. Right wing. Ah, but Medivh just simply shields himself. Protected, by the way. Down at the bottom of the map, Cure eats the spear, jumps out. He's the one to watch. Cure is the one player to watch in this game. Once that he is on 10, and well, afterwards too, he's scaling pretty hard into the late game. So that just, it really fits his playstyle. I mean, Cure is always scaling. If you ever watch the stream, you know what I'm talking about. 23 gems for him. And here we go. Blue Web Weavers are coming down. And Cure is already trying to home in for Zergling. Has, of course, the wave clear thanks to his cleave too. Damage output so far in the game. Ophia is taking the numbers for the red team, whereas Chromie is already sitting at 13,000, and she can boost that a little bit more as she's padding her stats in the middle, and that's the end of Sonya. Nicely done. Sonya down. Perfect timing for a kill. Second one would be even better. If they can follow up with another kill against maybe Urel down here, that would be incredible, considering that they are having Web Weavers on the ground too. But Zergling jumps out, barely I might add, and the Web Weavers are already knocking down some of the towers over here. Yeah, looking good for Simplicity. Looking very, very good for them. The bot lane gets pressured further and further as we're talking about all of this. Lutano again with a swing could go for the drain in the middle of the map with 30 stacks to his name. We have Medivh helping with the Web Weaver defense, but the team is already focused onto the top. There's the portal. They've been waiting for it. That's one way to control a portal. Here jumps in. Funds. No, 30. He has 30 stacks. He lost more than 30 stacks. Oh my god. That's how you frustrate a Medivh player. That's exactly how you do it. Check this beauty out. Funds is sitting there. He has 32. He's so close. Has 35. And then he gets wrecked. What a disaster for Medivh. Wildheart Esports. Definitely not happy about that at all. What a great aggression from them. The portal, they waited it out. They baited them in. And then they said, it's party time, guys. Let's go. God, I would be tilted. If I'm a Medivh in that situation, I would be so mad right now. This is like, yeah, sad moment. Sad moment for Funds. He's stuck in bird form now. He's a little bit, I mean, yeah. Oh my god. He's pouting, he's pouting. He's just sitting there, he's pouting. He's like, I'm never gonna go out of bird form again. Yeah, I don't think that it's gonna get that bad, but yeah, Zeratul is obviously just waiting for him to show his true form once again. This isn't even my true form. Well, there we go. So, Funds, good luck trying to complete that quest, dude. Honestly, if you get killed that late in the game and then your stacks get reset, it's really tricky to get back to a decent number. Now, Blue Web Weavers are coming down again. You might see a trend here. That's the second one in a row now. So that's good for them. There's a bit of a lockdown attempt. Masquerade gets attacked. Divine Shield is out right away. Q is jumping in, jumping out, saying hello real quickly. Has now committed to the might of the Narazim, obviously. as already called early on in the game. And they are starting to pressure this hard. And top 4 has fallen. The Web Weaver is knocking the wall at the keep down. Urel is currently moving in and saying, hey guys, maybe someone should take care of that. As Zeratul moves to the bottom of the map to enhance the Web Weaver push a bit further down here and take another fort down for the team. So they are starting to get some solid momentum. Then again, they also, of course, had 2 Web Weaver waves. It leads to another fort being destroyed in the middle of the map, as it seems. So, hashtag worth it, one way or another. That's good value that they have here. But in an ideal world, they would even take some of the gems of Wildheart Esports away. This is only game number 2 in this one. Only game number 2. This one is down, all forts destroyed. And obviously, this makes it a lot harder now also for Wildheart Esports to get a turn in. The big problem is that they have on neither one of the lanes a fountain that they can use to engage into a fight, fall back, go for a quick tap, and then re-engage into battle. They have lost their lane sustain in the middle, which means if Simplicity keeps an eye on both of the turn-in points, they have a really good shot at preventing turn-ins from here on out, or at least make it very difficult for Wildheart Esports to secure it. Circling has 42 gems and is going to get interrupted here. Rest of the team is already coming in. They have, of course, Hostia and Chromie. Yeah, he gets the damage in and interrupts it once more. And the rest of the team is also saying hello. They're trying to turn it, and Uther is down. Not even using the Divine Shield here. Bit too late. Stukov making that impossible for him. And with the help of Orphea, that's the kill right there. Fight isn't really over just yet. It seems like Simplicity is still hoping to interrupt the turn-in. But Lutano could go down too, attempting to ghost away. Brightwing coming in. And so far, at least helpful. Now, they still got Chromie, and she is just a pain in the ass. She was always a pain in the butt. So now she's trying to interrupt again. But it seems like Buds is delivering, and there it is. The red Web Weavers are coming through. Zeratul at the top, easily walking away from this one. 13 talents on both sides. And a very different game from what we've seen on map 1. I mean, now we only have 4 kills, right? So in the last game, we had more than a kill per minute. That has changed a little bit. They're also getting chased, by the way. So they are hoping to meet the Web Weavers early. I mean, look at that Web Weaver down here. That is a sad Web Weaver. It's just like, seriously? That much cardio? Are you trying to tell me that I'm fat? Spawning me on the right side of the map, making me walk all that way? Do I have to read between the lines here? Are you telling me that I'm overweight or something? I mean, that's fat shaming. I'm calling Blizzard. That goes on Twitter. We are creating a hashtag. That's not cool. So yeah, that Web Weaver has to work overtime until it finally hits some structures. The one in the middle is already taken down. And up at the top, now that this one arrives, Leo is just saying hello. But yeah, our hero has arrived at the bottom of the map. With 2 waves, I might add. So they need to take care of that too, or it's going to be a problem. But first of all, you have to focus on the team fight at the top. Zeratul gets the Divine Shield. Yeah, that didn't do a lot for him though. It's immediately locked down here. Talk about locking them down. They're trying to do that with Stukov in particular. Can they though? Cure, cautious, careful. And yeah, the only Web Weaver that get any value is the one at the bottom of the map. Which proves once and for all that cardio is working wonders for your performance. I mean, this is the only Web Weaver that had to go through a rigorous cardio exercise program, and it's the only one that got value over here. So yeah, irrefutable proof right here. Either way, portal control top side with Chromie slowing Sands. Level 16 is in. They're going for the fight. Masquerade, Uther, and they drop him. The boy with the beard goes down. They're still caught though. They're caught heavily. Zeratul is going to rip them a new one. The stacks are lost again on Medivh. He goes down again. Sonya is the 2. Oh, the triple. He goes for the triple Entomb, and wow. They're gonna get Zerglings. 55 gems, everybody. 55 gems. Goodbye. Yeah, Urel is dead. They go for boss. But look at this beauty. Look at this thing. Here comes Lutano. And bam! In your face, baby. Oh, yeah. Beautiful play. Beautiful play by him. That gets a round of applause. Great play, Lutano. Great play, Lutano. Fantastic. Honestly, Lutano, he's just a vicious player. He's ruthless. That kid, if you look at him, he just looks totally innocent, but he looks like the cute boy next door that you want your daughter to date or something like that. you wouldn't really believe it when you look at him, but he is a vicious killer. Look at some of the plays that he made with Tychus, and now when he comes in with Leo, that easy peasy triple entomb, casual triple entomb, helping them to get kill after kill. So, there we go. 6 kills to 3 now. They are ahead, and they are pressing the advantage. Medivh is reset on the stacks down to 0. Another entomb is coming through. They're trying to go for another play here. The wall is open up, and it's Web Weaver times as well. Oh my god, I think I Spider. They're coming in with Web Weavers. They're going straight in with the boss. That is incredible. Wildheart Esports is looking at this, and they are just getting hit one smash after another. But if Simplicity thinks that they're gonna be able to end the game here, then I think they're on the wood path, because that is not guaranteed just yet. Bonus points for everybody who got that. 6 to 3 kills, 18 to 16. Zeratul still looking for a little bit more damage. The Mithril Mace is stacking up too. We got 47,000 on Chromie, 44k for Ophir. Coffin Girl is smashing, but it's not enough. Bottom of the map, yep, there we got another one. Big push coming through in the mid lane too. And Zeratul waiting in the wings here for another quick blink and some easy damage, which is exactly what we're seeing. Cure on the left, on the right. There's the ley line on the other hand. Nice setup. Can they get the kill? They go for Cure, and he jumps out using the might of the Nerazim. Right here, Lutano is low, and here goes Casper, the friendly ghost. He's dead. Problem is, the keep at the bot lane is dead too. Now, this looks a little bit like game number 1. 2 of the keeps are down, only 1 is standing, and on the other side, pretty much nothing has fallen. How did that game end? Wildheart Esports took him down. So, you brought yourself into the same position. Let's see if the red team brings it back. If that's a comfort zone, you know. Yeah, guys, we're exactly where we want to have them. We are like 2 keeps behind. Let's go. But Simplicity now is, of course, a chance to tie this series over here. Let's see if they can make it work. 9 stacks on Medivh. He hasn't given up yet. 71 stacks for the Mithril Mace. There's the ley line. The interrupt is there on the other hand. Yeah, they want to go for the turn and they can't get it. The interrupt was there in time, even with the ley line being popped. And now they're getting chased again. Zeratul is on the move. Medivh is dead. And here comes Lutano, and this time he's going for the double. Zeratul is down 2, and Brightwing. Yeah, that one backfired. Alright, there was a nice idea here, but that one backfired hard. I think they were hoping for a bit of a different outcome. They are still trying to get at least the kill against Sonya, but even with the drain, it's not going to happen for them. But still, good job by Wildheart, bringing that fight back. Now, oh, Chromie! She gets the kill in! And Justin might still fall too. He thought he was safe, but think again. And all of a sudden, they're also making a play for Urel, who's barely able to pop her ult. What a game! The fights right now. I mean, check this one out. The double entomb and then the quick turn against Simplicity. But they are winning the bigger fight after all. And the core is already low on shields. So the red team nearly lost a couple of points on the core as is. There's the level 20 talents also in play, which gives us the Buried Alive, which immediately gets used to take Orphea down. Nicely played. Crazy games now. Crazy action over here. 10 kills to 6. Medivh still getting attacked. Fun's not too happy about all of this. Again, the Shadow Strike coming in. Redemption for Uther. Masquerade wants to participate in this game too, and they're brawling it out in the middle now. Everybody, it's just staggered death after staggered death after staggered death, seriously. They're just all dead and dying the entire time. Wer hat noch nicht, wer will noch mal. Every single time they're coming back into the game, they immediately engage into another fight. Now the last keep is down, and that's just rough. That gives them super creeps. Oh wait, wrong game. But well, now they can also try to at least work on a turn again. They are still quite a few gems away from realizing another Web Weaver wave. But at least they can deny it to the opponent, push the lanes out a little bit. Maybe steal a few of those camps away too. And, well, we'll see. 4 stacks on Medivh, by the way. 4 stacks on Medivh. Talking Medivh, he's doing what he's doing best. Chilling in the skies and providing vision. Problem is that even if you can see it, I don't think you can stop it at this point anymore. Simplicity, their run is just incredible. I keep repeating myself here, but honestly, it's just impressive as hell. They are moving through the entire field like there's no tomorrow. And, well, to be honest, this time for the loser, there is a tomorrow. They can still go through the loser's bracket. But let's not forget that they lost game number 1. So it should be fair here too. Lutano gets attacked. Is Wildheart bringing it back again? Zeratul is already moving through the bottom of the map right now. Yeah, Zeratul is trying to end it there. Funz is nearly down. Leyline, they want the kill. Divine Shield is up and Zeratul is on the core. Zeratul is on the core right now. He's pretty much looking at game 1 saying like, hey, if Lily can take this thing down, then I can take it down as well. I'm soloing the shit now. So Funz is already moving away. Zergling is trying to get out 2. Catapults are starting to lock in. 1, 2. Shots are fired. Shields are down. And the core is falling slowly but steadily. They have it down to 60. There's the turn in from Urel. So far so good. Zeratul got it down to 62. And then Cure says, you know what, boys? I'm out of here. See ya. Yeah, moves easily back. Not going for boss or anything. So they're just taking walls down. Eliminating vision again. But of course the situation for Wildheart Esports hasn't really improved here. 62%, that is an invitation for more backdoor focus later on. And with catapults spawning in these situations now too, you can see that those web weavers are not gonna last very long. The one at the top lane has already been eliminated. The one at the mid lane is... Oh, actually no. Top lane is still there. Mid lane is the one that they burned away immediately. Bot lane is very soon gonna follow, especially with the catapult sitting here. But yeah, Q is also taking care of it. And up to this point, Wildheart Esports has only taken down a single fort. Now, they're going to make it a second one now. Problem still is that with Cure taking the web weavers down at the bottom of the map, there's also a chance that these catapults are pushing forward even further. So Wildheart Esports is probably hoping that they can end the game at the top lane. Hoping for some easy kills here, maybe finding a play with Stukov locking the target down with the virulent infection on level 13. And a man on a mission. A man on a mission. Q comes in again and he's forcing them back. They're afraid now. They're afraid of the Zeratul backdoor. So whenever they don't see him on the map or they see him just moving through minion wave, they're like, boys, we need to Hearthstone now. They're actually waiting at the boss here, trying to bait a little bit. Lutano's checking it out. Problem is he doesn't have the Royal Focus set up and Lutano is dead. If you don't go for the Ominous Wraith and Royal Focus build, then you just don't have the duration on the Wraith Walk that really helps you there. Then again, you got Cure already over here, as he's starting to do a little bit more work. I don't know what to tell you, but he's starting to take it down. Brightwing moved in now too. Boss is not going to be taken, for sure. And as you can see, the fight here is also focusing on Masquerade. The core is slowly falling, the Divine Shield is up, Legacy is providing some damage too, Q is still alive, Uther is down, but the core is losing more and more HP, down to 37 points. And they are not done yet. Q is sitting here, jumping in, out, Medivh is finally back too, and I think that's the sign to move away from it. Q, on the other hand, he's not being cured from his ambition yet. So he tops the core down to 25%. And he's just jumping everywhere. But finally, that's the end of him. Alright, so Cure goes down. But so does Sonya, who they killed at the top left. The core is by now at 25%. And it's a disaster. It's a total disaster for Wildheart. They're just pinned down here. They can't move in any direction, or someone is moving in, taking the core down. They can't make a play for the boss. They are afraid that there's going to be another web weaver wave for the opponent. It is pretty insane. It's kind of nuts here. So we got 23 against 22, the levels in the game. We have 11 kills to 9. Zeratul is sitting at 56, but look at his siege damage alone. He's at 142 with the side lane pressure we saw the entire time. Zergling gets stunned. There's the second stun, and there's the kill. Even the Buried Alive getting dropped by Lutano to make sure that he's silenced and can't simply jump out of the fight. So now that they have Urel down, they could just easily just right-click the core and take it down like that if they wanted to. Playing this out a bit slower, and of course we have Zeratul back to business as well in another 4 seconds. He's going to be back, and this kind of should be game. I mean, Sonya's back too, but it's a 5 versus 4 nonetheless, and you only have 25% on the other side. Medivh, hello, team, Funz, what? Okay, and the award for the biggest int in this series goes to Medivh! Woo! All right. Medivh goes down, and well, that's trouble brewing. To be fair, at that point, I don't really think it matters anymore, right? They are losing Justin now as well. And that's going to be the end of the game. They're tying the series, everybody. They're going for the tie. It's a 1-1. You got Simplicity against Wildheart Esports. 5-man team wipe. And that's the end of game number 2. Tomb of the Spider Queen. As we have Simplicity locking in a victory on the second map. Game number 3. Things are getting interesting over here. Third game with Cure on Sonya. We got Hostia on Lulnara. Legacy on Brightwing with Lutano on Falstad. And Masquerade on Diablo. On the right side of the map, Wildheart Esports, a bit unlucky on the last one. They actually play Zergling on the Vikings over here. We got Justin on Zul, Unaverted on Cassia, and Buds on Uther with Funds on Zarya. So again, just going real quickly about the Vikings a little bit and what kind of team composition you're looking for, especially for people that are maybe a bit weirded out. Hey, what does the Zarya do over here? If you play Vikings, you want to have a strong 4-man outside of the Vikings, because the Vikings will be able to hold experience on 2 lanes, and the 4-man can push very, very heavily on a single lane, and your opponent is going to have some trouble adjusting to that, depending on the playstyle. So that's why you, for example, draft a hero like Zarya. We oftentimes see that also combined with maybe a Greymane, maybe a Sylvanas, because you want to have the extra push power in the 4-man, so that you can take structures down pretty easily. But that's a bit of a thought process behind it. And of course, over here, it also then helps to have that Uther with you, have that Zul for a bit of extra wave clear. It's really a combo that is designed to control the map and just have tons of wave clear so that your opponent is continuously pressured in the way that they have to play this out and react to your pressure and soaking. Still not really the biggest fan of the Olaf the Stout over here, but still not really too bad. No Viking bribery in this case. We've obviously seen a lot of the Vikings played on the European side, especially by players like HeroesHearth when it comes to maps like Cursed Hollow. Lately, they've been internationally a bit more popular than they were before, but with mixed results, I want to say. It's always fun seeing them, but results were quite mixed. Lutano is currently the Viking hunter. He's the one who's going to try and come in with his lightning rod and always just like melt them down as quickly as he can. Indeed, he actually went into the wingman over here, so that helps him also with stealing a few of the camps away then later, and helps him obviously also with a level 7 boomerang to counteract some of the wave clear on the other side. So thanks to the two globals that they're running, there are quite a few tools that they have, and with the help of Brightwing, Lutano also makes it behind the wall right here. Okay, so all good in the hood as we see Sonya going for the camp. Seems like at the bottom of the map the fight is still rocking with that 4-man, as the red team is hoping, of course, to take the lead in this series again. Need to try and make a bit of a play for all of this here. Yeah, attacks are in. And, well, let's go. First wall is down. There's a lot of pressure here. Vikings at it again. Again, we're going static shield here too. Vikings are just being hunted at this point. Also, on Uther, the Holy Fire, plus we get the Inner Light again. And at the top side, they're trying to go for some counter pressure. And Zergling is already standing really deep on his Viking, so he's already sitting insanely deep because he knows that they are being hunted here. Mid lane pressure is also on, and you can tell that Wildheart Esports is succeeding in taking some of these structures down, even though they haven't really done a lot of damage to any of the bell towers yet. But they're breaking these walls down and open up the possibility. Triple altar phase is now also popping up as this is starting to continue. And in we go. Sonya sitting topside. Nothing too crazy on her end either. Going into the slam build, as you would also expect, of course. Eric the Swift, as he's going to swift around here a little bit. Down here, let's go. They can't get funds. Not really. Okay, so up at the top, what do we have? Justin is trying to steal this away. Can't. Blue team is already moving in to try and take him down. And yeah, there we go. That's a kill. It went a bit too deep, has no escape tool, and gets punished for it. But 4 shots got fired as the top right gets channeled. Now at the bottom of the map, Buds gets the second one. And that's, of course, another 4 shots fired. So 8 points off the blue team's core, 4 points off the red team's core. Slight advantage for Wildheart in their attempt to set themselves ahead in this best of 5 series again. The Heroes of the Storm action is spicing up right now. Boomerang is in. Nicely done. So now we have a proper build for the Bird 2. Sonya is already spinning away, and the Vikings pick up the spin to win over here. Yeah, the stage is set, everybody. We're heading slowly towards level 10. We now also got the cleanse ready for Uther. And Zarya with the speed bubble on level 4. Unfortunately for her, there is no Garrosh on the team. That's of course the dream combo. When you have Garrosh that gets the extra speed boost, can just simply move in. But they're invading again. They might have to pay a price here because the fight gets forced. Brightwing already hopping through as well. Lutano gets some damage out. Cure is also moving in and says hello. He can't do too much here. The turn against Diablo is immediate as Masquerade steps out a little bit further. Red team always looking for a chance to turn this around and drop them over here. But didn't quite work out for them just yet. Now, outside of that, what we are currently getting is still some Viking kills. So Sonya, Falstad, they're both very busy in the mid and the top lane trying to get those. As the game opens up, Vikings are also going to become more of a threat in team fights, especially with level 16, since we can expect the stun on Olaf being picked again. That allows him to enter the back line and set the team up for a good spin to win action. And they're already trying to do that at the top, but it's a bit too early. Lutano is able to grab the camp for the team. But now with the altars activating top left, top right, it should honestly just be an exchange. Sometimes you see Eric moving over to the top left in an attempt to annoy the opponent's team. Yeah, no gust, but they get out. Nice. Nicely done. Brightwing with a save. Well played. At the bottom of the map though, that could be the end of Unaverted. Bit of body blocking, but here comes Zarya. Okay. Zarya helps, and yeah, the channel is there. Another shot's fired. Boom. Here we go. And now we have 28 to 32. Even exchange, but level 10 abilities are kicking in now. Indeed, indeed. Okay. Let's see what we get. Standard, I'd say. Thornwood Vines, so no repositioning. Okay. Uther walked into it, and there's the gust, baby. They try to force the fight, and it's... Oh, leap! We get leap! Whoa! Let's go, baby! Leap, slam, and kill! Down goes Cassia, and they're looking for another kill. But instead, they lose Brightwing. The Fruit Fly is down, and the Vikings are now moving in too. With Hosty, Q, and Lutano all low in HP, they have to move back from this one. Yeah, but they're still looking for Buds, and he's running out of mana. That's another problem. They don't have a lot of heals left, so Lunara is doing a lot against Uther. That's, of course, one of the great things when you're playing Bambi, that you're in a position where you can drain Uther's mana pretty easily. Let's check that one out. Right here, the leap, the hit, and then the spin to kill. Nicely played, but of course, shortly after that, Nibbles died. Still well done, though. Really nice action on their end, and pays off. Alright. Yeah, guys, in the meantime, as we have this back and forth over here in our winner bracket final, again, another shout out to the supporters on Patreon. As I keep saying, you guys make it possible to keep the Heroes of the Storm coverage up. If not for you guys, I would have started to cast LoL or something. not quite. I'm not thinking that deep or anything. But yeah, anyways, like, absolutely true. Without the continuous support from all of you, it wouldn't be possible. So a big shout out to all of the supporters over on Patreon. And if you guys want to support the channel, then you can go ahead over to patreon.com/Khaldor. So thank you very, very much. As the action over here continues, we have Diablo sitting at the bottom trying to go for the channel. I would assume that Zarya is eventually gonna interrupt. And yeah, cutting it a little bit close over here. Able to pull it off after all though. 4 kills to 1. Falstad is up at the top against the Vikings, still rotating between the lanes and keeping the experience up for them, which also is reflected in the numbers here. He's sitting at 8,000. Has even more experience than the Vikings at this point because of the continuous rotation. And Eric is down again. Falstad is farming. He's doing work, he's doing damage. Down here on the other hand, another big leap and the stun, but they cannot capitalize on it. Instead, it's Sonya who all of a sudden is in trouble, but Cure gets out, and now that Lutano flies in, he gets some boomerang damage off against Cassia, and there's a kill. Another one as Olaf falls, and Wildheart Esports, they are starting to struggle. Not only do they lose out on the altar channel at the bottom of the map, well, Funz is delaying it a bit further, but it's 5 kills to 1 and a level 13 talent, so doesn't really look that great just now. they're not getting any big momentum in this game. They're really struggling to maintain the pressure. Now they have to face off against a pretty aggressive Simplicity team that wants to continue their Cinderella story as they move through the gauntlet straight into the winner bracket final with the ambition to slot into the grand final here as the first team to make it happen. But the top side, Lutano, he's also starting to pressure the lanes out a little bit further. I mean, he's at 68,000 siege damage, a little bit less than Sonya, but still quite impressive. 13 talents are ready for both. That gives us a Nordic attack squad for the Vikings. And up at the top, Lutano is already realizing that something isn't quite right here. So they know a rotation is coming. He's not going for the camp. He's playing it safe instead. And yeah, it's time to party. Eric, he's done with the fruit flyers, it seems. Yeah, Slingshot Boy is doing what he can, but has to also back off here. They're trying to hold XP. The problem is that they might lose the bell tower now, especially if Hosty can get some damage in, and that's exactly what he's currently trying to pull. Went into Splintered Spear, by the way, and I like that a lot. NA for a long time didn't really believe in the level 7 talent. Could be that this is also a bit the European influence now that we have so many EU players play on the NA server. It was always more so the European side that went into that. Instead, we have, again, Masquerade popping the Apocalypse right now. Okay, Lutano, body blocked, he's in trouble, the bird is down. Well, no, maybe. Hello? What? The bird is not down. How the hell? The fruit fly is down. Okay, at least that. Bambi gets away. Hosty moved out. But the bird is still alive. Yeah, and they get the kill against Zarya. Wow. Not bad. Yeah, and the channel down here is also happening. So at this point we have 16 to 14. Another 4 shots get fired. That puts us to 24 points against 28. So the blue team has now also taken the lead in points on the core. Things are getting a bit crazy here, I gotta say. But Falstad surviving that, good job. That was not easy. Brightwing definitely pulling all the stops there to make sure that that would work. But now we have 29,000 damage for Cassia. We got 50,000 damage on the side of Lulnara. Yeah, and Falstad himself at 27,000, which isn't really too bad. I mean, he's been sidelaning a lot, so that's pretty respectable. They're starting to go straight in for Cassia again. Wall stun, Masquerade going straight in for the NBB place. Yeah, and they're trying to go for the Bell Tower. Yeah, Masquerade is the NBB of the game, the natural born bully. Nobody bullies heroes around as nicely as Diablo. I mean, he's just pushing them around all day, stunning them into walls, flipping them over, hitting them left, right, center, boom. And now starting to make some plays here with the engage as they go for the bot lane and the Bell Tower. Bell Tower conversion is ready. And they are getting more and more in control over this. The Vikings, they just don't stand a chance here against Falstad's rotation, especially since Sonya is assisting it a lot. But here we go. Largen in charge is in, and on top of that we got the Benediction. So that's a couple of tools that they can now rely on to. Especially with Zergling already looking for it. I mean, you can see that he's just posturing Olaf at the side as they were still hoping to make a bit of a play. Now, that doesn't happen anymore as the bell towers are about to spawn, but still. And of course, with 5 bell towers to 3, there's an opportunity now for Simplicity to get some solid damage against the opponent's core. I mean, technically, they could drop them down into the single digits at this point. It's not happening since there's a top left, top right channel between them. Lutano even gets interrupted. Brightwing is channeling the bottom. And that should easily result in 2 bell towers for the blue team. I would be surprised if it doesn't happen. Oh, there's another big leap. And Sonya is spinning away. But the problem is that Zul also just popped his ult. Yeah, they might get Hosty. Yeah, Hosty goes down. Lulnara is dead. And that gives the altar over to... Can they interrupt? Yeah, no, they cannot. Yeah. 6 shots fired against 5 in total. 22 against 19 points. Not too bad. And they go for the boss too. Nice call. Wildheart is looking at the map and is just saying, guys, this is the best thing that we can do right now. Let's go for boss. That brings us a bit ahead. And we remove it also as a tool of the map. Doesn't get any better than that. 18 against 19. Guess they could have tried to go down to the bottom of the map and recapture the bell tower. That would help a little bit too. But, yep, there we go. So Legacy is already up at the bottom. Double altar spawning next at the bottom of the map, as you can already see on the minimap. And off we go. Lutano flying away here. Yeah, Diablo also just moving back. Top side, that's where we have Sonya in position. Of course, Bambi is back now too. So hoppity hop as Hosty is starting to come into the game again, into the middle of the map. And yeah, Bell Tower, they want to get it. They want to grab it. There's already a bit of a poke happening. Masquerade is trying to keep them back as much as he can. Falstad is still farming the Vikings as best he can. Here comes Cure, ready for the jump. Hosty also with a splintered spear, connect some of the hits. And Cure is working on the next cam here, slamming away easily. With the 16 talent, the giant slammer, he can do some solid damage in those team fights now too. And they're so close to 20. They should get it before the next altar spawns. It's a perfect situation for Simplicity. It should be an easy double channel. And if they get it, then it's single digits for Wildheart Esports. Doesn't get much better than that. I mean, the experience gap just works out perfectly for them. And they also have the pumpkins moving through the bot lane. Another minion wave is all that you need, and Falstad is also moving towards the top side to catch another minion wave there. So there's nothing to stop them from hitting the Storm Talons now. Brightwing is already channeling the first one through. Vikings are trying to sneak one, I assume. They might get it. Vikings? They are... Nah, Diablo committing to the apocalypse so that they can get both of those. There's the walls done, and yep, Olaf just got locked down harder than California. So easy kill against him. Bottom bell tower got reconverted, so only 4 shots fired with this wave. Still puts them to 10 points against 18, so a big lead now. And a bit of a Chinese bush trap as well. Level 20 talents are in. Brightwing has invisible friends. He's the only kind of friends that Brightwing has. And there we got it. 71,000 damage for Lulnara. 20,000 more than Cassia, who's the top damage dealer for the red team. And always, of course, poking. I mean, it's one of the reasons why she has so much damage, that poke damage with the Thornwood Mines. Sonya with a big boy jump again. There's the Divine Shield on Zul, and it's a bit of chaos that ensues here right in front of us. Wildheart Esports, they're trying to find a bit of a cohesive play, but so far it's not really nothing sticking. So, problematic. We have Falstad also not even caring. I mean, Falstad is kind of nuts now. Lutano is only flying in for the team fights. This is how you play with the global, honestly. This is really how you play with the global. Look at the experience gain that he has. 18,000. 17,000 on Sonya. It's the two of them that have been controlling the side lane the entire time. And during those fights, Lutano usually flies in as late as he possibly can. His side lane damage is pretty impressive. So is Sonya's. Both of them do a great job, especially considering how much of extra wave clear there is on the side of Wildheart Esports, who now lock in their level 20 talent. More poke is happening through Lunara at the bottom of the map. Vikings get farmed again. Here's the attack as they're coming through. Bit of damage done. Nice walls done. Yeah, that could be the end of Olaf. He's down, and seems like Balog is also going to die. Vikings have no chance against the bird here. The Muradin on the Griffin is hammering away, one hammer after another. Now we have 11 kills to 3 and one single altar on the map now. That's not going to end the game in any way, but still, with the Vikings all down, I mean literally all of them, you could now set maybe a lead play up again. Zarya is already slightly in trouble, and they are not channeling. Just saying, maybe finally now they're pinging it. Yeah, they take the bell tower, and that's 5 shots. So that puts them down to 5. And, well, let's double check the boss real quickly. That's 44 seconds until this one is back. Channel is through. Shots are fired, and down they go. Single digits on the core. And they're not done yet. They're starting to poke in the middle of the map now, too. Hosty is coming in with some ultimate poke here. And Vikings are slowly back. But it's still a tricky one. Because you need to win a team fight somehow. And the problem is that so far Wildheart Esports hasn't really killed a lot of heroes. They killed 3 heroes in total during the entire game. That's nothing compared to the 11 that Simplicity took out. And as I explained early on, the idea here wasn't really to excel in the team fights. It was more so to control the macro game and put pressure on and take structures. And that is just not happening. They failed completely trying to pull it off, and that is mainly, it's not really a fail, it's mainly Simplicity playing extremely well against the style with Sonya as a side laner and Falstad controlling the global flies. I mean, he even went into the epic mount so that he has more mobility on the map. They're just absolutely abusing the mobility on Falstad, counteracting the playstyle of Wildheart Esports, and looking fantastic doing it. Here's the poke again, boss is up. Obviously, Wildheart is interested in removing it as a tool from the map. I don't really think that Simplicity cares that much. If they see an opportunity, they're going to take it, but they can take the 4 hits. That's no problem. Falstad is in the middle of the map and is shooting this one out. Shots are fired, but yeah, they come at a cost. Mid lane is a little bit in trouble. Here's the shots fired. Sonya, on the other hand, got locked down, but the top bell tower gets taken. And Falstad, if he can take this, and he's actually committing to it, then they are gonna... Oh! They get it! But can they prevent them from retaking? Shots are gonna be fired. They need 5. First one is in. First shot is fired. They're moving down to the bottom. They're trying to retake the bell tower. Second shot is fired. They're down to 4 points. This is going to be point number 3. They can go for the altar right now. Shot number 3 is fired. They're going to be down on 2 core points. Maybe another one. Yes, one more gets fired. They are down on a single point against 14. They sacrificed a lot of heroes to make that work. Here come the 2 counter shots. 12-1 now. They sacrificed a lot to make this work. Vikings shouldn't channel yet. Zergling should not channel this at all. They should wait until the bell tower is taken at the bottom of the map. And indeed it is now. So Zergling is moving in. They're going to drop them down to the 9 points on the core. But oh boy. Was it really worth it, sacrificing this many heroes to put them down to a single point on the core? That's the question. Momentum on this map is incredibly important. It is insanely important to build that momentum, to maintain it. The Vikings are trying to retake topside. Now, of course, all that you need from here on out is a boss, a single altar, a pumpkin that you have scored through. But yeah, that might still be interesting. It might still be an interesting game. Right now, that's 9 points to 1. Yeah, they're starting to take one after another over here. Let's see what else they can pull off. We're already 20 minutes into the game. Vikings are starting to take it at the top again. It's still an advantage in bell towers for the blue team. They still have a 5-3 situation. So momentum is still, so to say, on their side from a structure perspective. Not that it really matters. Like, as I said, a single altar is all that you need. A single shot fired and the game is yours. But 9 points? It's not as much as it seems. Take one boss and that's 4 shots. Escort a couple of pumpkins through and you're fine. You're Gucci. So right now, there's the move as Cure and his boys are still busy at the bottom of the map taking pumpkins down. By now, Lunara has more than 100,000 damage, so she already joined the 6-digit club. Yeah, and here's the double altar, top left, top right. 4-4 situation on bell towers. If the red team takes both, it's 1 point on each side's core. It could become interesting here. With a good poison over on Zul, you can take that fight. By the way, Diablo hasn't died yet. Diablo and Uther are the only ones that haven't fallen yet in this entire game. Falstad, look at him. Sneaky bastard. Comes in the end, tries to get the kill here, and gets it. Has to move away now, but the fight is happening on the side. Epic Mount allows him to easily fly out. No problem for him. But that doesn't really help them here. So the channel is happening. But they don't get it. Lutano's just farming Vikings. He has taken 1 down. He's taking number 2. Here comes the Apocalypse. Beautiful setup. But the Divine Shield was great. Nice timing. Saving his ass. And there it is. The channel and the victory. Ladies and gentlemen, Simplicity with the lead in our Heroes of the Storm series against Wildheart Esports. Game number 4. Let's go. Simplicity is in the lead. Yeah, we're overlay is a little bit wrong, but of course we can correct that immediately. So Simplicity is ahead, as you can see, with a 2-1 against Wildheart Esports. And for some reason, Wildheart just thought, you know what, didn't really work out the last time. Let's go for a similar setup and try that again. We are still playing Vikings, but this time with our main tank, Sonya, and the double support. But I'm getting ahead of ourselves. Let's introduce our Blue Heroes of the Storm team first in this tournament. We got Cure on Zul, Masquerade on Diablo, Lutano is relying on Falstad again. Now they're up against the Vikings once more. We got Legacy on Stukov and Hosty on Cassia. The red team, Wildheart Esports, they need to win 2 in a row to advance to the grand final. We got Unaverted on Sylvanas, Pitkid, aka Justin on Sonya, Funds on Lily, Zergling on the Vikings, and Buds is playing Uther. The double support main tank Uther setup that they played previously is coming back this time, assisted on the Soak side by the Vikings. And of course, since the Vikings are being played, Lutano said, you know what, boys? That Falstad play worked out incredibly well the last time that we faced off against those three. Let's just do the same thing again and see where that gets us. Are we gonna get Game 5? Is this series going the distance? Answer coming in soon. Sky Temple is our 4th map, and let's see who prevails here. Falstad again with his bribery on level 1, going into the wingman here, and stacks for Cassia with his Thunderstroll. Of course, you also have Sylvanas, which can really help with these pushes. If you remember when I talked about the Viking combos on the last map, I talked a little bit about what you want to have in your 4-man. This time we don't have a Zarya here, but instead of a Greymane as a possible damage dealer, we now have Sylvanas, who's really good at pushing a lane down, of course, with you as well. The Lily setup is something that they also really seem to like. I mean, this is the 3rd or 4th time now in the playoffs that Wildheart has been playing Lily, going also straight into the Wind Serpent over here. So it's a little bit of a Serpent style, apparently, that Funds is going to lock down. And I don't know, I'm a little bit torn on that play. That double support Lily that they played a few times now, but maybe they can pull something off here. The stacks are slowly coming together for Hosty, as he's sitting on 13 now. Pretty early in the game, so having these little brawls down here is working out very nicely for him. 15 just as the game starts. That's a pretty solid setup. You can't really argue with that. In the meantime, we also got Lutano doing the same thing that he did on the last map. He's just soaking the lanes. Zul is doing the same top side. As you can see, Sonya has this time being sneaked by Wildheart Esports. So instead they went for Zul, so they pretty much just traded on that end. And there's the level 4 talent. Same builds as we saw on the last map for them. Haven't really made a whole lot of adjustments here. We see the static shield once more. And 16 stacks now for Cassia. And we have to keep our eye on Hosty. If you are able to stack quickly and place against the Vikings, might make that possible for you in Cassia, then you're going to have a fantastic late game in particular. So I'm a little bit afraid that Cassia could get out of control here. We had with Dainu and others already Cassia players that arrived at way over 100 stacks in the late game. And once you get to that point, you are just a damage machine. Absolutely crushing everything in your path. Now as they're moving into the middle, into the top again, we have Falstad soaking the side lanes. But Cassia is still stacking and she's doing extremely well on it. 22 stacks for her right now. Still trying to get a little bit more in here. And poking slowly but steadily out against them. And considering that we're only 3 minutes into the game, she's doing absolutely fantastic. If you reach 40 stacks around the 8-minute mark, then you are really looking good, but we're already at 26 over here. We haven't even seen any temple fights. I mean, so far it was only fights around the camps, and he's still stacking, sitting at 28 already, looking very, very good here. Falsa is chasing the Vikings away now that Zergling is trying to take some of the shots through the mid-temple. At the bottom of the map, the problem is, of course, that we have still Balog in a position up here top side. Yeah, Cassia still engaged in that fight and continuing with the stacks. One after another, sitting at 29, trying to get a little bit more. Has to be careful as Sonya is getting straight into her face. But there's the level 7 talents now on both sides. And once more, we got Lutano with the chase potential as he takes Zergling's Balog. Maybe down? Maybe not? Yes, there it is. Final hit is in. Sonya gets attacked too. 32 stacks for Cassia. This is going to be an insane game for him. Cassia is going to be doing so well here. Yes, Stukov dies, but I think the late game potential of Hosty is going to be absolutely out of this world. Now, they get murdered in that instance, so let's be honest about this. Losing those 3 definitely doesn't really help, but 35 stacks at this point, if they can stay alive long enough, that's going to be an absolute monster as the game continues. But of course, that's a setback. Losing 3 heroes in that situation does not only ensure that the fort is down, but it also is maximizing the damage that can be done with the top shots. And yeah, they did some damage here in the middle, but it's not enough. Eric is down too, so Lutano is doing the same thing he did on the last map. He is killing Vikings, taking them down wherever he can find them. Talking about finding people, they find Lutano, but they can't kill him. 36,000 damage for... yeah, 36,000 damage. We're not quite there yet. How much damage do we actually have for Cassia? 16,000. Alright, still has to work there a little bit. Still sitting on the same numbers, a little bit higher than Sonya. And is trying to get a few more hits together. Successfully, I might add. 18,000 damage for her now. Zul, of course, is leading the charts when it comes to wave clear, and his damage against minion waves, 63,000. Pretty much doubling what Sonya has, just as a bit of a comparison. Experience lead is still going strong for the team in red, so that's good for them. Unfortunately, Cure might go down in the middle of the map as the Vikings are starting to hunt him down. And yep, the Viking attack squad over here doing some serious damage, and that locks in a level 10 ability, which grants us now the Divine Shield, and they also got mind control. And immediately they're going for the boss. They're saying, boys, we got a level 10 advantage. We just killed Zul. What are they going to do? The answer is nothing. If they had Falstad on 10 already, then it might be a different story, because he would be in a spot where he can start to gust them. But it's not happening. They don't have timing on this yet. Yeah. 43 stacks already for Cassia, now that we're 6 minutes into the game. As I said, keep that up, and you're going to have a great game, especially against the Vikings. But they're still a bit in the pickle now, because the Temple's activating another 18. There's a big push coming through the bot lane that should at least result in the fountain being taken out, and that eliminates the sustain away from you. There's also a big push in the middle thanks to Sylvanas, which allows for another fort to be taken. But the blue team is reacting in kind as they're pushing the top side. Skeletal mages have already been dropped by Cure, and with the minion wave now pushing in, he should be able to take that fort down. It doesn't seem like anybody is moving in for it. Instead, it's the bot lane that is a bit of a worry. So Hosty is still sitting here, slappity slap, as Stukov pushes them away. The boss has gone through the fort though, and Wildheart Esports is taking some mad momentum over here. They're doing some serious work. The bird is still working on the top fort, but can't take it because Zul has actually just said, you know what, I'm going to take the camp away. And let's see how they're going to react to that. Still a bit of a push through the middle here, as they're trying to go for funds. Stacks are a bit lower now. Maybe another hit here. Yep, get some damage done. 47 stacks, and the red team is also attempting to steal something away. They still have pressure at the bottom of the map for the keep. They are all over the place right now. The fight continues too. This game is just getting crazy, insanely chaotic and hectic. Zul is dealing with the Vikings at the bottom of the map, trying to just make sure that the keep doesn't fall. But over here, fights continue. Funds, careful. Justin also low, and there's the kill against Sonya. Distance to safety is huge, and all of a sudden they're going in with a beautiful angle as Lutano uses the gust. They're trying to prep another kill against bots. 50 stacks on Cassia, getting even more as we speak, and yeah, that is looking great now for them. Great in kills, bad in structures. They get the kills together. Yes, I know the kill count, it's identical, but still they're the ones carrying quite a bit of momentum here now. Of course, structurally speaking, as mentioned before, it's not really looking that great, because they lost every single fort and they've only taken down one. They have the level 13 talents now at the same time as their opponent, but it kind of at least feels that the momentum is in their hands. Now for the red team, that means bring it back somehow. Make sure that you're not losing out on the momentum completely. Kind of play around the Vikings a bit. Don't give Cassia too many stacking opportunities, because you don't want to enhance a late game even more. Now with 55 stacks in the hands of Hosty, that could become more and more dangerous. Hosty, he has so many chances here to get stacks together, as you can see. Sitting at 59, and he is just adding to that. Another quick gust, the isolation of Lily. Beautiful play by Lutano. Fantastic play. Hit a couple of great gusts already throughout the entire game where he isolated heroes, and that led to another kill here. The Panda is down, And now bot lane is wide open. The fort about to be taken. And Zul is already pushing into the middle of the map too, trying to take another fort down, but the red team is reacting to it. It's a nice back and forth that we have on the fourth map. Wildheart Esports, they want to prevent dropping into the lower bracket, dropping into the loser bracket, whereas Simplicity is, of course, very eager to win this series and crown that run through the tournament gauntlet with the participation in the grand final. They would be in a position to lock that spot in super easily. Vikings attack again, getting attacked here. Cassia sitting at 64 stacks now. Damage output, where are they actually sitting here? 35,000. I mean, take that as a bit of a comparison. The next highest hero in terms of damage output is Sylvanas with 22,000, 23,000. That's a huge gap in damage. And now the temple at the bottom is taken by Zul. We have 6 to 4 kills, a slight advantage in XP, and they are also starting to draw even in structures. They have taken out every single fort on the other side. Fawcett is going for the side lane again. They're looking great here in the attempt to win this game and win this series. But Wildheart Esports is fighting back. They take position of the bot temple. The problem is there's still one in the middle that is now claimed by Simplicity, but they are able to take that keep down bot side, and that's huge. That's a big deal right now. So good on Wildheart for making that happen. They still need to soak some experience to get level 16, and they're going to, of course, now try to make this possible as quickly as possible, but they are getting forced into a fight, a bit of a zoning effect. Unintended, but still welcome. They play for funds. Lily gets attacked. Big gust. Wall stun. Their quick turn against Diablo. Masquerade. They keep him alive. And Stukov with a slap is isolating Lily. It's a quick kill. The bird is down too, but they're going for another kill against Justin, and that's the end of Sonya. Sonya is down. Butts is in trouble. He gets locked down, and that is another kill. 3, 2, 1 kills here. Great setup. The Vikings, they've soaked the remaining shots on the temples, but the bot lane is getting attacked here. And we have 16, not taken yet for the bird, but there it is. Going straight for the quick tailwind activation again. 81 stacks now for Cassia. Girls doing work. And there's, of course, a boss on the map that can now be claimed. And then maybe even a bot lane keep taken out. So that's the hope here for Simplicity, as they are coming through with more damage. An easy boss. You can see 48,000 here for Cassia, still leading the charts. But Sylvanas is starting to catch up. Sylvanas is starting to catch up a little bit on it. Of course, with the boss now moving through the bot lane, they have to make sure that they're not losing that keep. And that is not going to be easy. First of all, they're going for the camp up at the top. That should be a quick one, so they should be able to rotate down to the bottom in time. But there's another Siege Giant camp that's now also taken. Blue team is not pushing with the boss. They were super low on mana as well, so they decided to simply move back and take the mana first. But here's the defense, and that opens the map up. I don't think the boss can take the keep. If they would have pushed with it, it's a different story. But as is, if they can take down the fountain, I guess they're going to be happy about it. And even that was a close call, so yeah. The keep is still there, which technically gives the lead in structures to Wildheart Esports. It's a nice game. There's a lot hinging on this one, of course. There's a nice back and forth that we see now. Yeah, here comes the stun setup again. Of course, Olaf now has the Largen in charge too. Gotta be careful on that. Slap, slap, slap. Yeah, Masquerade with the Apocalypse. And he's still alive. The Vikings, they want the kill and they get the kill. Yes, they get murdered as a result, but who cares at this point? Masquerade is down. He is gonna be back in a few seconds. He had all of the soul stacks together. Temples are activating in another 4. They're setting up a bit of a bush attack. Top side, of course, that's a catapult plus cam pushing, so you need to take care of it. Normally, it's either the Vikings or Sylvanas that moves in. And here's our 5 versus 5. 91 for Cassia, so she's soon gonna hit the triple digits here. There's the attack again. They're setting it up. Nice. Sonya with the Divine Shield. Good damage against Legacy. Can't get the kill though. Yeah, another hit. And Stukov. Preventing any plays yet. Everybody is low. Oh, the camp assisting Uther. Keeping him alive for a bit longer, but he dies regardless. Big stun into the wall, and that should be the end of Justin. He's trying to go for a counter kill, and he nearly takes Cure down. The problem is that Cure surviving also means that he couldn't participate in the fight anymore, and with the help of Lily in her heals, Sonya is still alive. 105 stacks for Cassia, so she has crossed over into the 6 digits, and she is getting more and more of a menace by the minute. The shots are also getting fired, and can likely take down the keep over here. Actually, there's not as many left as I thought there'd be, so the keep is not going to fall, it only takes some damage. Seems like Zul is going to deal with the bottom of the map, and he better. There's 4 catapults. We're 14 minutes in, you got to be careful of those. The infinite lightning is in. In addition to that, we got the mortal wounds. Zul was specking into the echoes of death and the decrepify, so boosting that a little bit further. Storm talents should also give us the tool on fall stat. He went into the... I mean, he didn't go for the wind tunnel earlier. He actually went straight into the epic mount to counteract the Vikings. And he could definitely do that again. Would also allow him to move through the bot lane whenever there's a chance, and maybe even push towards the core a bit more. But yep, if they feel that they need to have more control over the map, epic mount is another option for them for sure. So level 20 any second for Wildheart Esports. It's still a bit of a crazy game here, no doubt about it. Damage output, well, let's look at the talents first. Bulwark of Light, alright. They take that. We also got the Fury of the Storm over here. Interesting. And the Ignore Pain. Justin is a bit in trouble. There's already the ult on Uther being used again. And they're trying to make the play for Sonya, and they take her down. Sonya is dead. Uther is dead too. Hosty is just crushing the numbers. He's currently sitting at 80,000 damage. Still stacking it up over here as best he can. And about to take Zergling's Olaf down. Balog has already fallen. They're trying to get away, but Masquerade finds the angle and takes him down. Now we have another temple up at the top side in a few seconds, and things are looking good. 120 stacks for Cassia. Again, we talked about it ever since the early game, and we are proven right here. He is just a damage machine at this point. Crazy damage output from him. Good stacks on her. 16 minutes in. I mean, we're talking about 16 minutes, right? So, yeah, he is looking insane. But as the fights continue, more and more 5 versus 5 battles are going to emerge if the blue team is able to go into these team fights. And that means more and more stacks for her. So as long as they keep Hosty alive, it's going to be in a great spot. They're painting the map blue as they claim one camp after another. There's a double temple now coming up. And thanks to that, we should honestly see at least 2 keeps fall. I mean, look at the keep at the bottom of the map. It's already about to get murdered, and then the shots are going to shift into the middle. And if Falstad takes a few shots topside, there's a solid chance that they're taking all 3 of them out. I mean, nobody's moving in yet. They're still waiting for some of the Vikings. Lutano has to eventually move back, but honestly, right now, they're not even making a move here. So the keep at the bottom is already down. Now we have the keep in the middle eliminated. They are looking at the boss at this point. It's kind of funny. We have, of course, perfect vision over here, but Falstad could have taken more shots at the top. Easy peasy. And he's now realizing that, because now they have a bit of vision of what's happening at the bottom of the map here. So he's starting to move towards the top a bit more. And if he gets the top set up, then first of all the keep is going to fall and the core is going to get attacked too. So now they know what's happening around the boss, but he has wind tunnel. And the wind tunnel is ready. And they have the Stukov slap. This is kind of nuts. This is an insane play to go for the boss here. Wildheart Esports is wildly drunk at this point. That's a Hail Mary if I've ever seen one. Against Stukov and Apocalypse and the Wind Tunnel, they really hope for the Bulwark of Light to just give them the victory here. Yeah, where's the Wind Tunnel? Well, so far, yeah, there he is. Already used, sorry. There's the slap, and now they're getting crushed. Uther is down, Lily is dead, everybody dead and dying. Boss is taken, and that is game. Bulwark of Light. That's what they were hoping for. They were hoping for this talent to give them the win. Instead, Sylvanas is the only survivor in that little encounter over here. And yeah, she's not going to make it. Mind control, yes. Good luck, but eventually Unaverted is going to get that win. There's the kill. Boom, you're dead. And goodbye. 5-man wipe. And this is a grand final slot for Simplicity. The 3-1 victory. What an impressive run by this team. Absolutely insane. So well played. 100,000 damage also for Cassia. They're going for the core. Wildheart Esports with the wild drafts. This time it didn't really work out for them, at least not in this series. They played a great best of 5, but it was not good enough with these Vikings compositions that they were playing. They tried it a couple of times, they always failed. The blue team just simply too strong, and they lock in the victory on Sky Temple, and therefore decide the best of 5 Heroes of the Storm match in their favor in this tournament and move on to the grand final of the CCL. Nicely done and congratulations. Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.